Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to tonight's session. I'm so glad to be here again tonight. Uh, I'll be sharing the link with everyone so that they can join the session. Then we'll begin tonight's session. All right, just give me a minute. We are just joining. You're welcome. We're starting in a few minutes. Okay, good evening, everyone. If you're just joining the session, you can just type in the comment section your name and where you're joining from, and your expectations for tonight's session. It's going to be a great night because I will be diving into the topic beyond money, the seven investments that build real and long lasting success. Beyond money, the seven investments that build real and long lasting success. So now we live in a world um, driven by money, right? Because largely many of the things that we intend to do, our goals are achieved, one of the major channels that you achieve your goals is through financial means. So you need money to get things. Okay, you want to travel, you need money. You want to buy clothes, you need money. You want to go to school, you need money, right? And not only because you need those things, even we live in a world, or most especially this part of the world, that if you want to be really valued in the society, then you must have kudi ego, right? And if you don't have it, you will not be accorded much respect. That's the reality of the world that we currently live in. So, because of these circumstances that surrounds us, because of the nature of things, because our world is economy driven, which is mostly facilitated by cash, which is the money, right? We'll tend to focus our attention on money. We tend to now define our life based on how much we have. And that's why we see that in most cases, when we have sufficient money in our bank accounts, right, we are always excited. But the moment whereby we have few bucks in our accounts, or we see that the amount we have in our account is beginning to run low, we begin to feel somehow. We feel unsatisfied. We feel as if something is missing. So it begins to steal our joy. And many times, maybe when we hit our financial goals, there's this unusual surge of joy that we feel. We are always excited about that. That, man, I set a financial goal and I hit that financial goal. It looks as if we've gotten all we need in life. But tonight is not about money, really. It is, what I'm trying to do tonight is to help us shift our focus to see life beyond money, to redefine fulfillment for us, to redefine success, to help us to understand that you can be very rich in cash, yet you're living a very poor life. Yet you may not be the richest person in the room, yet you're living the most fulfilled life. So, and when you understand the things I will be sharing with you tonight, it is really going to help you to reposition yourself, recalibrate your life, and take you out of the rat race and the unsatiable hunger for cash, for money. So, the truth about it is that statistics has proven that 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation, and 90% lose it by the third generation. Now, they didn't lose it because the money just vanished into thin air, or someone came to rob them or deprive them of their inheritance. It was lost because they lacked the character, the mindset, and the structure that actually bettered the wealth that they are celebrating. And because they lack that character, they can't actually sustain it. Because when you're building wealth, not just money, when you're building wealth, there are some key things that you must build along with it if that wealth is going to be sustainable. And that's why you observe that most gamblers, even though they make a whole lot of money, it has been proven that more than 80% of them are going to lose all the money that they got in the next 1 year. Why do they lose that? That maybe they won a million naira, they won 10 million naira. And when you check them back in the next 1 year, you observe that they've receded to their current circumstance when they got the money. They've lost all the money. Why? Because they were just focused on money. They've forgotten that life is beyond money. And while you're trying to gain the cash or gain your financial independence, you will still be independent until you understand these basic things. Now, when you are trying to build a life of success, and I'm not just talking about a one time thing, I'm talking about real and long lasting success. There are seven major things that you need to actually invest in. Because one thing you must understand about life is that life actually gives you return on investment. Whatsoever you invest in life, that's what you're going to cash out in the nearest future. So things doesn't just happen. You make things to happen. Life doesn't happen to you ordinarily. Whatsoever circumstances that you are facing, whatsoever the problem that you're currently struggling with, is a seed that you are harvesting. It might not be that you consciously planted it, but it might be that due to your negligence and due to your unseriousness, you planted those seeds and you are now reaping them today. It might not even be planted by you, it might be planted by your parents. The same way that there are some children that they were born into wealth and they got things easily for themselves. We have some other set of people that they were born into poverty and they have had to struggle themselves out of that poverty. Some never emerge out of poverty, but a few are able to emerge out of it. Now, when they were coming from heaven, right, they didn't have control over it. It was a seed that was actually planted by their parents that they are harvesting today. But you must understand that while you may not have control about the situation that surrounded your birth, one thing you must know is that you have control and power about how your burial is going to be. You don't have control on how you enter into the world, but you have control on how you're going to leave the world. Now, I'm not saying that you can determine when you die, but you have the power to actually create the kind of environment, the kind of circumstances, the kind of situation that you're going to live life with by conscious programming and educated investment. And this is the focus of our talk tonight. So the first type of investments that you must make is what I call spiritual investments. I said we are going to make seven investments if you want to create long lasting and real success. But the first amongst all these investments that you need to make is what I call the spiritual investments. Now, one thing you must understand is that you didn't just appear on earth, you were created by a supreme being. And if you were created by a supreme being, it means that you don't own your life. There is a purpose why you were created upon and placed upon the earth. There is a reason why you find yourself in Nigeria. There's a reason why you find yourself in America. Wherever you find yourself, there is a purpose. And you begin to live and not just exist the day you discover why you were born. And why you were born is what your purpose is. So the first step you need to take is to discover your purpose. And that's spiritual investment. And there's no way you can actually discover your purpose without having a connection with the person that actually created you. And that's God. Because it is only a manufacturer that can actually tell the purpose for which a product was created. So you don't have the capacity to actually tell this is who I am meant to be, and this is what I am meant to do. You have to strike a connection with the one that created you so as to be able to discover this is the reason why I was created. And when you discover your purpose, then you need to actually receive the roadmap for living. And this is where you begin to understand the giftings, the talents, the abilities, the values that your life should be built on. Because when you lack all these things, your success will not be sustainable. When you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. So when you understand your purpose, you understand your giftings, you understand your abilities, the next thing you need to do is to actually have values, set of values, the things that you believe in, the things that guides your life. When you want to go on a journey, you need a roadmap. You need a map that is going to guide you. The same thing applies to the set of values that coordinate or direct your life. It is those values that is going to tell you the things that are obtainable, permissive for you, and the things that you dare not do. So the question I need to ask you is, do you even have a connection with the supreme being, the one, your maker, your creator that placed it upon the earth? Do you even know the hidden potential locked up inside of you? Do you know the giftings, the treasures that he has given you? And do you have set of values, belief systems that guide your life? Things that you hold dearly, that regardless of the pressure that anyone mounts upon you, you are not going to actually shift the goalpost. You are not going to compromise. Because if you don't have these things settled, your success will not be sustainable. Now, I'm going to ask us to do 4 practical things. The first thing is to define your 5 non-negotiable values. It may be integrity, it may be honesty, it may be diligence. What are your non-negotiables? That regardless of the situation you find yourself, regardless of the people that you that surrounds you, regardless of the circumstances, these are the things I stand for, and I'm not going to bend despite persecutions. The second thing is to always create time for daily reflection, prayer, and meditation. Every day of your life, you must dedicate periods whereby you connect back to your supreme being, your creator, the one that made you. Don't just live life as if you have it all figured out. Don't live life as if you can actually direct the course of your life. You must have time of fellowship with God, time of solitude, times of deep reflections, time of intense prayers, time of meditation, times to receive instructions, times to receive directions from God. This is what births greatness. This is what births success. See, if you can get this one right, if you can get it right, I'm telling you that putting others in place will be quite easier, because this forms the foundation upon which your life is built. The third action point that you need to take is to make decisions aligned with purpose, not pressure or pleasure. Each day, each decisions that you're taking each day, you must constantly ask yourself, does this align with my purpose? or I'm just doing it because of the pressure that is mounted upon me, or because of temporary pleasure. You must be very careful of those things. And you must regularly ask yourself, does this success align with who I want to be? Will my change after this success, when I finally grab it and hold it, would it be a divergence from who I am meant to be? Or it will aid me to become who I was created to be? Or I'm going to become a different person entirely from whom God asked me to be? These are questions you need to ask yourself. Without alignment, your achievement becomes nothing. And that's why we find many people that they are very, very successful, yet they are living a empty life, an empty life. Why? Because they miss out on the spiritual investments. The second investment that you must make is mindset investment. And let's say this, that your mindset is the throne upon which every life changing decisions are made. Your success really exceeds your thinking. The Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. So anything that you see that your life is portraying, anything that you see that your life is showcasing, whether good or bad, is a direct reflection of the kind of mind that you have. If you want to change your life, then change your mindsets. If you envision failure constantly, your life will start replicating failure. But if the only thing that your mind is able to see is success, then you'll be an epitome of success. See, regardless of the kind of situation that you find yourself currently, regardless of the family that you were born, whether you came from a disadvantaged family, a family that often struggle, if your mindset is elevated beyond those struggles, I'm telling you that you're going to arise, leap over those struggles, and overcome it. Even though you were born in a family riddled with poverty, if your mind is constantly thinking on wealth, you're surely going to attract wealth. Even if everybody in your lineage had never done it, people in your surroundings, in your environment had never tried those things. If you believe that you can, then you will. Henry Ford said something, said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. Meaning that it is all dependent on your mindset. If you think that it is possible, then it becomes possible for you. If you think that it is impossible, then it becomes impossible for you. So the choice is always with you to decide whether it becomes possible for you or it remains an impossibility. For instance, aeroplane was thought to be impossible. It was said that anything above a certain kilogram cannot fly. But two brothers, the Wright brothers, saw that this was possible and they made it possible. See, one thing you must understand is that your mind is actually a magnet. It attracts the things that you constantly brood upon. So if you constantly brood upon positivity, possibility, you constantly attract positivity and possibility. If you constantly think on negativity and impossibility, you will constantly attract negativity and impossibility. So when you see your current circumstances, before you blame it on external factors, you need to first understand that this thing was engineered internally before the external forces now came and worked in alignment with the internal force. So you must understand that. And one thing is that if your mind cannot see it, your hand cannot handle it. Let me even rephrase it. If your mind cannot see it, your eyes cannot see it, and your hand will never handle it. Why? Because we first see with our mind before we see with our eyes, and before our hands lay holds on those things. So, what are you seeing? Are you seeing challenges all around you, or you're seeing advantages, you're seeing opportunities? Are you seeing gloom all around you, or you're seeing glory? Are you seeing disadvantages all around you, or you're seeing advantages? That's a deep question that you must ask. In fact, I'm giving you some practical actions that you should take. The first thing is to audit your self talk for 1 week. When I say audit your self talk, it means that consciously, consciously, pay attention to the kind of words that you're using. Because our words are powerful. We create our world through our words. So the words you say create the world you live in. And that's why we see that two of us can be staying in the same location. But our realities are different. Many people have been complaining since the current government came into power, grumbling, but some other persons have been singing praises and they are experiencing those things. Job said, "The things I greatly feared has come upon me." Kill that fear in your mind. See that it is possible and it's going to become possible. Replace limiting beliefs with empowering statements. Read stories of successful people, people that once faced the kind of challenges that you're currently facing, yet they triumphed, yet they overcame. One thing that it tells you is that they are a mirror of possibilities, and it awakens that zeal within you that if they can do it, then I can also do it. That's one of the things I do oftentimes. I just go online to listen to them speak, watch their videos, read about their stories, hear about their stories, watch their life stories, you know, and those things actually inspires me in no great way. And it pushes me beyond the limitations that surrounds me. Also, one very important thing that you must also do is to surround yourself with positive thinkers, possibility thinkers who are going to stretch you. If you surround yourself with people that have limited mindsets, you will be so limited in life. If you surround yourself with people that are always seeing problems instead of opportunities, even though you were once seeing opportunity, before you know, you will become blinded and you will not be able to see those opportunities again. So evaluate the kind of friends that you have. Are they the kind of friends that when you face a challenge, they hold your hands and say, "No, this is just for the temporary. You're overcoming, you are imagining, and you're going to become a success." Are those the kind of friends that are going to tell you that, "Bro, I'm right here with you. I deal with you. You've faced it. I've also faced something similar, and I overcame." It's a very important question that you need to ask yourself. Who are the kind of friends that you surround yourself with? Apostle Joshua Selman will always say this. He says that if you have five friends, five foolish friends that you didn't count well, you need to count again because it is not five, it is six. Because you will become a direct replica of the kind of friends that you surround yourself with. So evaluate and ask yourself, what kind of friends do I have? And what impact have they had on my life? Have they been a blessing or the other way around? Are they the kind of people that pushes me, recommends books for me, makes me to attend events that alters my destiny? What are the kind of friends that you have? Think deeply about this. And if there's need for you to make any adjustments, please do make it. The third thing you need to invest in is your personal development. That's the third type of investment that you need to make. Personal development investments. See, desire does not guarantee success. It does not bring success. There's a common saying that if wishes were horses, beggars will ride. And that's very profound. Meaning that you can, for the whole time, wish success, yet the only thing that you're going to experience is failure. Why? Wishes alone does not bet success. Wishes alone does not change your life. You need to develop. See, Apostle Samuel will always say this, that everything that you're looking for is also looking for you, but not the current version of you. So the things that you are endlessly chasing after, the things that you're running after, is also looking for you. But because you have not become the person that have the capacity to attract that thing, those things will never come to your life. So instead of endlessly chasing after things, can you unreservedly, can you with all determination invest in your development? Can you invest in capacity building? Can you build yourself to reach a point whereby you are indispensable? That in your sector, in your niche, in your industry, when they are calling the top three, your name will be mentioned. That when people are in the room and they need people to actually bring solution to a problem, your name comes top of the mind. This was one thing that actually distinguished Joseph and Daniel. When Joseph interpreted the dream, do you know what the Pharaoh said? He said, who in this kingdom can who commit these affairs? Nobody. So because of that, I'm making you prime minister. Can it be said of you that if there's a problem, there's someone, it is you that we can actually recommend, and we can actually beat our chest and say, if it is not you, nobody else can solve it. And whenever you come to solve that problem ceases to exist. Can anyone boast of you like that? And one thing you must also understand is that you never reach a cap of personal development. As long as you are living, you must constantly invest in your development. If not, you are going to become obsolete and irrelevant. The greatest tragedy that can actually happen to a man was that he was once relevant, but now he's irrelevant. He was once famous, but now no one knows him. He was once rich, but no one knows him. And see, the major reason why many people experience a better yesterday than today is because they stop growing. And whenever you stop growing, you stop dying. It's just like a plant that you went to plant. If that plant is not growing, it is going to die. It may not be immediate, but sooner or later it's going to stop bearing fruits and it begins to wither. So, whatsoever that brought you here to your current situation, whether you're living a good life currently, understand that greater efforts, greater learning is what is going to take you to higher level. Greater learning is what is going to take you to what? Higher level. The connection between your today and your tomorrow is the time you invest in developing yourself. The link between earning is learning. So you must constantly devote yourself to learning. And when I say learning, I'm not just saying the accumulation of knowledge, but the accumulation that translates into application of knowledge. Because transformation, growth is not hidden in the accumulation of knowledge, rather, the application of knowledge. Every day, devote time. There should not be a day that you don't learn. It could be through a podcast, it could be through a content, it could be through books, it could be courses. Just constantly learn. Sharpen your skill sets. Stay up to date with industry trends. Make it a vow that this year I'm going to read at least 12 books. This year I'm going to buy courses. I'm going to attend events that is going to actually develop me holistically. One deep question that you must ask yourself is that if I continue with this pace, what will my relevance be tomorrow? Will I be replaced or I will still be on top of my game? If you can't say with all boldness that the kind of work rate you are committing to the things that you're doing currently is going to sustain your relevance, please buckle down and get to work. It is your capacity that attracts opportunity. The next thing is relationship investments. This is the fourth investment that you must make. The first is spiritual investments. The second is mindset investments. The third is personal development investment, and the fourth is relationship investments. Life is not just about what you know. Who you know is more important than what you know. You can be very good, but if you are not visible, you'll be so shrinking with poverty, underappreciated, and undervalued. The value placed on your life, the value placed on the things you do, is determined by the kind of people that you serve with the things that you're doing. Someone that is earning 7 figures is not necessarily better than you. It's just because of the quality of people that they are serving. And one thing you must always prioritize in life is people. Opportunities are hidden in people. People hold the gate, the key to the gate of your destiny. That's one thing that you must understand. They can shut you out and they can open the door for you. It is easier to actually access a room when there's someone inside the room that knows you and can actually vouch for you. You can have two people that are very talented, and one will be so famous, acclaimed, successful, and the other one will be fighting for visibility. Why? Because of the people that they know and the people that knows them. So this year, don't just focus on hard work. Focus on building strategic relationships. You need people to mention you in rooms. I use the examples of Daniel and Joseph earlier on, but do you also understand that for them to actually be called to solve a problem, they needed someone to actually recommend them? So the question I need to ask you is, who is recommending you? You need someone in the room to recommend you. Your growth and your success rates multiplies if you are with the right people, if you are with people that can actually stake their integrity for your sake. Never isolate. Life is not meant to be lived alone, it is meant to be lived together. And one thing I would also say is that don't strive for a parasitic relationship. Before you ask, ensure that you have given. And giving doesn't have to be money. You can give value, you can give your skill, you can give your support emotionally, you can give gifts, you can give your time. Don't be deceived because you see that this person is wealthy. You not think that this person has everything figured out. In fact, see, one thing you must understand is that the point of contact of everybody is their need. And regardless of how successful you are, you everybody needs someone. Even Elon Musk, the richest person, needs people. Why? Because he has a vision that he wants to actually execute. And without the right people, he will not be able to execute those visions. He even has some personal problems that he just needs people to help. I was listening to a billionaire 2 weeks ago. I just listened shortly and he was like, what someone asked him one of the problems that he's facing. He said that one of the problem is isolation and genuinity. That it is when you become successful, it's very, very hard to find people that loves you for who you are, not for what you have. But if you can position yourself to a great man and make them understand and demonstrate it consistently that you don't love them for what they have, but for who they are. See, they will go extra mile for you. You don't even need to ask anything from them, they will do it for you. So invest in a relationship. Maybe I will still hold a session whereby I'm going to talk extensively about building destiny shaping relationships. The next one is well-being investments. It is often said that when we are young, we'll spend our life chasing wealth at the expense of our health. But when we grow older, we'll spend our wealth trying to regain our health. Be careful of what you do that will be at the detriment of your health. It is very good to be hardworking. It is very good because this is a season for us to be hardworking. If you are playing in your youthful age, you become a prey at old age. If you are not useful at young age, you become useless at old age. If you don't carry your burden while you're still young, those burden will kill you when you grow old. So it is understandable that we are exerting a lot of energy. But while we're still doing that, we must understand that we shouldn't do this at the expense of our health because health is wealth. So by all means, protect your wellness. Exercise, have quality times of check, of rest, undergo check-up, eat proper diet. I know you have not made it, right? But it doesn't stop you from actually eating good food based on your current circumstance or what you can afford. And if you're already making it, it is not a license to eat whatsoever you want. because there are some things that you're going to eat that you're going to regret. So take that decision that I'm going to have quality, and it's recommended that you have 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day, uninterrupted. Take time. Okay, I will go for exercise twice in a week, 3 times in a week, right? I will schedule time whereby I just rest. Then the sixth thing you need to invest is financial intelligence investment. Now, not just talking about money. I know we have always wanted to hear about this, but now I'm not just talking about financial intelligence, money as it's, but financial intelligence, meaning that you have the knowledge or you understand how to make money, multiply money, make money work for you, and use it to create sustainable and generational wealth. That's financial intelligence. So while you're trying to make money, ensure that you're not just making it and spending it. Some of us will receive the way we are receiving that's how we are giving it out. Take time to learn about money. Read books that will educate you about money. And there are a couple of books that you can read. You can read The Psychology of Money, um, The Intelligent Investor, The School of Money by Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, uh, a couple of books that you can read. Smart Money Woman, Smart Money Tribe. There are a lot of them. Soak your head, bury your head and read those books, and you'll be glad. And early on in life, try to practice saving that leads to investments. Then the last thing is legacy and impact investments. Life is not just about you. As you live your life, you must consciously decide that someone else will be happy because I'm living. Someone else will find meaning to their lives because I'm living. If nobody has ever looked up to you and told you that, ah, thank you for living, thank you for doing this, thank you for sharing this, then you are not truly living. While we all pray for long life, the truth about it is that you don't know when you're living. And you must constantly ask yourself this hard question: if I disappear today, what will people say about me? What will I leave behind? What impact will people reckon with? If there are nothing to actually talk about, if your success ends with you, then you're a great failure. And this is not just about dying, right? Even if you are still living, right, you must constantly ask, okay, the fact that I've been able to scale through this thing and succeeded, I need to actually build someone up. I need to actually help someone. I need to shine light on the path of someone so that they can actually pass through this and come out victorious. That people will be able to make reference that I succeeded because of your input, because of your contribution, because of your story, because of the things that you do. And you don't have to go out of your way. It could be just words, advice, it could be time that you're going to give to those people. Mentor someone, build system that will continue without you, support causes that are aligned with your values, even though you are not going to receive any monetary gain. Think generationally and not just temporarily. Don't just let it be your life be about just you, just you, just you, just you. Serve people genuinely, because that's the essence of your living. Your giftings, your resources are not just meant for you. They are meant to be extended to other people. So these are the 7 things that you need to invest in. For a recap, the first thing is spiritual investments. The second thing is mindset investment. The third thing is personal development investment. The fourth is relationship investment. The fifth is well-being investment. Sixth, financial intelligence investment. And the seventh thing is legacy and impact investments. So live an holistic life. Invest in these 7 areas so that your success will become sustainable and will actually outlive you. Build all these 7 areas. Very, very important. So that when your success and your achievements will be able to stand the sound of time. And even when you finally leave, those things will not be erased. So thank you so much, guys, for joining tonight's session, and thank you for joining. We'll still have another session every Friday. It's a commitment that I've made with you that every Friday I will be coming live on YouTube and just pour my heart to you guys 8 p.m. So next week Friday we're going to have another session by 8 p.m. and I would be glad to see you there also. Good night.